Not only did JD score a monster win when it comes to Rihanna's fashion show, but get this, there were certain people that AA expected to walk away from the event because how dare JD be involved? You know, people that she's dated in the past. And this seems to give a little bit more validity to that idea that the friend group that AH used to have in Hollywood, you know, the people she partied with, the people that were supposed to be there all the time, they have fled. I mean, we're talking about people like Margot Robbie, people like Kirsten Stewart, people like Cara D, you know, people they expect to walk away from things like this. Well, they don't walk away. And you know what happens? The show not only succeeded, but JD's portion was so effective in the show that you had the Washington Post, one of AH's co-conspirators, get forced to come out and admit that the 40 seconds that JD was in that eclipsed the entire event. I mean, that tells you plenty about what happened. And yeah, when we talk about eclipsing, I mean, it went over spectacularly. When I say spectacularly, I'm not just talking about viewership either. I'm talking about sales numbers. You had so much traffic going in because of this. You had to queue up people to get to merchandise. I mean, that is an advertiser's dream. JD, he has had 2 monster successes in the mainstream. You know you're going to get more. Oh, there is so much salt about this too. You and I, we're going to talk about all of it today. Man, I'm loving it. Fun times, fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. Oh, the last few days, they have been fantastic. I mean, not only did you see Rihanna announce that JD, he was going to be part of her platform, essentially having 2 DV survivors stand together, but you had AH, you had all the people around her, including the mainstream media, reveal exactly who they are by going after Rihanna, going after other people too, essentially saying, hey, we stand with women, we stand with survivors, unless. And I mean, look at this. This is what it's over. So in the background, you have Outkast, So Fresh and So Clean playing. Can't play that right now because of copyright issues. But JD, the way he appears, you know, he's appearing as himself in this. This is the first time that this has come across here. It's also a first time for Rihanna's show introducing somebody like this. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of it too, because the success of this in viewership and in sales, I mean, we are talking about record-setting numbers here. Like I was saying at the beginning, too, you know that you have been successful when the Washington Post, again, one of the major co-conspirators with AH and a platform that has attacked JD for years now, not months, years now, has to admit that JD being part of something just for 40 seconds, that eclipses an entire event. The level of success for this too, I mean, is absolutely unreal. I mean, think about this. This is a fashion show, so you do have a specific audience that enjoys this, but as far as mainstream success, you don't really have a crossover into that. After JD was discussed though, I mean, everybody and their mother was talking about this. You also had free publicity from AH and from AH's people. That includes her show media, because they couldn't stop talking about this as well. And when this new audience tunes in here, they not only bring their eyes to the game, but guess what else they bring? Their money. That's right. They bring their willingness to spend. And they've proved that in the past as well. I mean, they're talking about record-setting expenditures to the point that a website that is built for expenditures like this, they're getting traffic that they can't handle. Quote, due to extremely high traffic, you've been placed in our online queue and will be granted access as soon as possible. So people are being told that they're going to have to stand in virtual lines to shop. And you know what? They were good with that as well. Now, the Washington Post admitting JD's impact, that's surprising enough, right? But when you look at other names out there, names like Cara D, for example, this takes this to another level. Like I said, Cara D, huge name that has been attached to AH. I mean, we're talking about her in association with Hollywood, her in association with party groups, and on that person, publicly, you expect to say something, to stand with AH. Well, they don't. They didn't say anything at all about this. In fact, they went forward, and this had a positive career impact. If you look here, this is from HollywoodLife.com. She's praised as part of this. So you have JD in it. You have Cara D. This is another X there. Yeah, I mean, think about the message that itself sends. See, over the last few months, we have heard some amazing things coming from sources, and those things, they include AH being blacklisted not only with companies and directors in Hollywood, but also with her old friend groups, exes, and more. Now, some of the names that came up in this, too, they are high-profile names. We had Kristen Stewart come up. We had Margot Robbie come up. We also had Cara D come up. This is, again, somebody that dated AH. And isn't it fascinating that somebody that was in a relationship with AH shares the stage with JD? I mean, that seems like a really big, powerful message. Really, when you drink it in. What's amazing is that you can see the conflicts in places like the Washington Post coming up too. They want to write that same old article. They want to go after people, but Rihanna, oh man, how do they do that? After all, as far as her show is concerned, this is a show that is well established, one that has been heralded as serving diverse sets of consumers, one that was praised for its inventiveness, and also they can't say, well, she needed JD. This isn't the first time that she stood with him, but beyond that, they seem to be really confused by one thing. You have Rihanna, a prominent survivor of DV, showing solidarity with JD. Yeah, even they have to admit that this gives validity to some of the things that JD has said. Fascinating, right? Monster wins and monster revelations. Oh man, this stuff, it is something. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel? Links are in the description. Check those out. Share this stuff around. You being here, though, that is the biggest help of all. Thank you. Appreciate you. Ending here. See you soon.